I must first say that we appreciate our requests being heard. The family appreciates their requests being heard. And this is another step in our pursuit of all the facts to find all of the puzzle pieces that complete the picture of what happened the day Mr. Scott lost his life and why he lost his life. We know that there were also 3 images that were produced by CMPD, most notably a handgun, a ankle holster, and what appears to be a small piece of a marijuana blunt, which is what they're calling it. I think it's important here to remember that this is an ongoing process, and there are still a lot of questions that need to be answered. And we are going to continue to look into the facts of this case moving forward. But one of the biggest questions is when you look at this dash cam footage, when you look at the time frame between Mr. Scott stepping out of his vehicle to the moment he unfortunately passes away on the pavement, is do those actions, do those precious seconds justify this shooting? That is the most important question that has to be answered. And we are going to continue to look into the facts. But I can tell you, again, what we see when we look at this dash cam video is Mr. Scott steps out of the vehicle. He doesn't appear to be acting aggressive towards any of the law enforcement officers on the scene. He doesn't appear to be making gestures or motions as though he's arguing with anybody. He doesn't lunge at the officers. Appears he has his hands by his side. Again, there is no definitive evidence in this video as to whether or not there is an object in his hand, and if there is, what that object is. That question still remains. But what we do know is that the moment Mr. Scott is shot, it appears as though he's not aggressively moving towards law enforcement. He's actually doing the opposite. He's passively stepping back.
Unfortunately, we are left with far more questions than we have answers. It does not make sense to us. How was it possible that this incident resulted in the loss of life? It just does not make sense, and it is not clear in the videos that were released. Additionally, many of you, the media, of which I am a part, have requested information about Mr. Scott. What kind of person he is. Was he a good father? Was he a good husband? Those issues surrounding his character. Of course he was a wonderful person. Of course we loved him dearly. But that shouldn't be the issue. We shouldn't have to humanize him in order for him to be treated fairly. What we know and what you should know about him is that he was an American citizen who deserved better.